Hey everybody, welcome back to Tanner's Books and Beyond. Also welcome back from that miniature hiatus I went on. I guess I ended up doing an unintentional reverse Vita type dealie, but I'm back, and just because I haven't been vlogging doesn't mean I haven't been reading, and certainly doesn't mean I haven't been spending far too much money on books. So let's get the ball rolling again with an August book haul / wrap-up video. So the first book I read this month was Zeus Grants Stupid Wishes by Corey O'Brien, which is a comedic retelling of many different mythological stories from across several different religions, whittling them down to their most basic and bizarre aspects, which is quite often really weird sex stuff. If you're a big mythology buff like I am, then you'll probably be able to really appreciate the comedy that comes from highlighting how absolutely redonkulous these stories can get. But if you're not as familiar with the stories, then some of the humor might fly over your head. That being said, it's a really quick read. I was able to finish it in like a day, so it's not going to take much time out of your life if you decide to try it out. The second book I read was The West End Game by Ellen Raskin, which is the story of a group of seemingly unconnected people who are called together by the will of a mysterious billionaire and tasked with solving one last riddle that he made in order to win his inheritance. What follows is a very intriguing mystery, but also a large amount of character development and character analysis, which I found quite surprising because this book is hella tiny, and the fact that Raskin was able to fit so much of that stuff in really impressed me. If you like mysteries, I definitely recommend this book. It is a very nice, light, and quite charming read. I was able to get through 3 other books in August. There's Night Child by Jess Battis, Kitty and the Midnight Hour by Carrie Vaughn, and Even Adam by K.A. Applegate and Michael Grant. Now, I can't talk about how I feel about all of those books right now because if I went into my feelings on them, this video would be like an hour long. Suffice to say, I have very deep and complex feelings about these books, which I'm gonna have to delve into later this month with separate videos. Now, let's get into my book haul for the month, and boy howdy is it a big one. First of all, remember when I said that I wanted to finish off my collection of the Soul Eater manga? Well, volumes 15 to 25 of Soul Eater manga, so I would say mission complete. Speaking of manga, I also got volumes 6 to 10 of Assassination Classroom. I really enjoyed the first 5 volumes, and so I cannot wait to delve into these as well. I also picked up volume 1 of the IDW Ghostbusters series, subtitled The Man from the Mirror. I've heard recommendations for this by fans of both the new and original Ghostbusters, so this should be a quality read. I also got House of Leaves by Mark Z. Danielewski, which I picked up mainly because I am a sucker for any story, any narrative that messes with its own medium, as this book is famous for doing. That being said, I've heard this is incredibly obtuse and quite difficult to understand, so I'm probably gonna need a month by itself just in order to read this whole thing. Then there's the entire stack of books that I bought basically on the recommendation of BookTube. So we have The Diviners by Libba Bray, and Simon vs. the Homo Sapiens Agenda by Becky Albertalli, and then we've got what I call the Holy Trinity of the RRs. So we have The Ransom Riggs, The Rick Riordan, and The Rainbow Rowell. And with the Peculiar Children book, I'm probably going to try and read that pretty soon because the movie is coming out soon as well, and I kind of want to be familiar with the source material before I go and see the film. Then there's some impulse buys that I just grabbed off the bookshelf at the grocery store that I work at. The Ice Cream Queen of Orchard Street by Susan Jane Gilman is a drama about a woman who builds a sprawling business empire in the early half of 20th century America, and Dark Territory by Susan Philpott is about a woman trying to help another woman escape abusive household. Or is she? Ooh, mystery. Every other book I buy seems to be a mystery these days. But yeah, that's the story of my August. That's everywhere I've been, it's everywhere I'm going, it's all my hopes and dreams wrapped in a single vlog video! Well, not actually, but yeah. But if you want to see where I'm going next, then please like, share, and subscribe this video. Also, you may have noticed that I'm experimenting with title card art. The artist is a really good friend of mine, he does great work, and if you're interested in seeing more, you can check out his Patreon and his DeviantArt below. And until next time, I'll see you all later.